In this episode of Motorhead Garage, a Mustang gets a breath of fresh air and a boost of horsepower. A hot rod gets lizard skinned and will upgrade this Camaro's stereo without sacrificing its classic look. And we'll show you how to add 90% more bed space to your truck.
Having any trouble getting that off there, buddy?
Nah, nothing to it, buddy. This is simple.
You're a pro, though. Hey, you know, these Mustangs got to be one of the most popular hot rods on the road. They perform well. You know, these systems on these Mustangs are pretty darn good from the factory.
They're not bad, but as you know, any gearhead knows, there's always more power to be had under the hood, and that's what we at AirRaid specialize in doing.
Well, now tell me, how does this cold air induction system actually work? What does it really do?
This is our MXP cold air intake system. Now, it's designed to do a couple of different things. Number one, it's supposed to pull cool outside air rather than hot underhood engine compartment air. And the other thing it does is optimizes airflow to the engine. So it's a complete replacement intake system. It replaces everything from the throttle body out.
So it's an easy installation. You can do it just for a half hour.
Absolute bolt-on installation, no drilling,
in front of the house, right?
No trimming, anything like that. It's totally designed to work.
Now it all comes complete. Now this is unique here. Tell me a little bit about this.
So this is the intake tube, and this is fairly common with all of our intake systems, but what's unique about this particular one is this little insert here. Now what this does is this allows our intake system to work with the factory tuning. It works, basically it corrects the air signal to work with the mass air sensor. Now, if the guy wants to do some other performance modifications, such as cams or headers or anything like that, he can pull out this insert, have a custom tune done, and the kit is capable of flowing that much more air.
And you got all the filters here, all the parts. Sam is busy over here tearing it apart. Let's check him out.
You know what's nice about this AirRaid kit is it's bolt-in. Oh, you don't need any special tools, no modifications, just your standard hand tools. Let me give you a little tip. One of the things you're going to do when you take out the factory air box, which is held in by one bolt, couple clips, simple to get out, this is your mass airflow sensor. It's a hot wire sensor. It's a very delicate little sensor, inexpensive. Do not touch it. Don't spray it with anything, you'll hurt it. You're going to transfer this to the AirRaid kit, so you want to save that. Just be careful what you do. Don't break your little tabs. There's a quick release here that you pull this little thing back, and then this will come off the mass airflow sensor. Then what we're going to do is take this tube off and the associated tubes that go with it and start to put our AirRaid kit in. There's a little thing on the bottom. You just push it like that.
All right, now what we do with the cold air intake box is we've assembled parts of it right here to get it ready to bolt in. And here on this tube, what I've done is I've gone ahead and I mounted these units right here so we can hook our hoses back up to it. This is about ready to go in.
All right, let me give you a couple tips. Here, the AirRaid box, follow the instructions, you pre-assemble it. Now it is going to go and plug right into the ductwork down here. That's cold air coming out from the inside from the factory. It's going to bring it here, and then of course this nice weather strip they provide with it, that's going to seal right up against the hood, keeps all the underhood air out from under it. And it bolts right in. There's a little grommet here that came in the factory air box. You want to get that. Then there's these, they'll go here, or you can put them in the body. That stabilizes that. This bolt goes through. If you're reusing this resonator tube, which we're going to use on this car, it all plugs in. So it goes together real simple. Just use your factory grommets and you'll be okay.
All right, now before you go ahead and put your tube on here, I want to make sure you put your hose clamp on, but put your adapter right here. This hose goes right here on your manifold. That way you can slide this on and it'll go on a lot easier. Let's put that in here.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Pull this back, sit this down in here. Come on.
All right.
And you can do it. You can do it.
Come on here. Got that in there.
And you can see these tubes here will hook right up to the AirRaid box where they come off the factory box. There's really nothing to it. Clamp there.
Now, once you get that around there, now I can push this in, shove that in there. Beautiful. I'll tighten up this clamp. There we go. It's on. Got that in there.
Finish off our installation, just install the filter. This is a nice filter. It goes in here, it's dry. And of course, they're available in black, blue, and red. We're gonna finish this up, put the engine cover on. Right now, we're gonna take a quick break. Don't go away, we got a lot more coming here at Motorhead Garage.
This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology. Steele Rubber, quality crafted rubber parts and weather stripping. X-Stender, work smarter, not harder. Original Parts Group, the world's largest source for GMA body parts and accessories. And by HURST, America's #1 shifter.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage. What I'm doing here is I'm mixing up our lizard skin sound control. Now you do this with your power drill, low speed, 400, 500 RPM, 600 RPM, and do it in reverse. When you take this out, it's water-based. Just put this in a bucket of water, run your drill, cleans it right up, does a good job. All we have to do now is pour it in our gun. You get a gun with it. And of course, it's a suction gun with a big pipe. We want to be regulated to 70 PSI at the gun. And you notice you got your label that says lizard skin. On the back of the bucket, got your instructions. So pour it this way. You get it in the side of the can. You don't cover up your instructions. And we're going to shoot this. Really not too much to it. Just pour it in your gun. And you want to put this is water-based. So it's safe. You got no fumes. I'm ready, and I just go ahead and shoot it. While I'm going ahead and putting this on, let's have Davey tell you a little bit more about it.
I love to see Sam work. He does such a great job. Folks, I want you to meet Marks Henry here from Lizard Skin. And Marks is a real expert on this. And Marks, we're putting on the sound deadening right now, right?
That's correct. We're starting with our sound control product. It's a water-based product. We use it inside the cars to deaden the sheet metal rattles, the vibrations, the road noise that you get through the car. We're going to go in with 2 coats at 20 mils per coat.
And talking about the mills, what you have right here is a little gauge on that. Tell me about that gauge.
This is a wet mill gauge that we use, and it's in thousandths. The corners are the exact same depth. The teeth are graduated. So when we stick it in that product, wherever our thickness is, it'll stop on that tooth. So we want to work our way to 20 mils on that coat.
So this kit, they think of everything in it, don't they?
Yes, we do.
All right, so you got your little gauge here. So eventually you want to have, what, about 40 mils on it?
We want 40 mils total.
Okay, now you also get instructions, and Sam is showing the mixing unit right here, and of course the spray gun on this thing. Now this gets in a lot more areas that you don't have a problem with.
That's correct. When we get in the car, we want to completely encapsulate the whole interior of the car. We want to go inside the door skins, in the rear quarters, under the ceiling. We can also go underneath the car, and it acts as a seamless membrane that will seal it, protect it from any new corrosion from starting. I mean, there's no really smooth surface in the floor pans. They have all kinds of undulations. We want to get them all covered.
Well, this is what we're spraying on right now. Let's see how Sam's coming.
All right, now that we've sprayed our lizard skin on, you get a little wetness gauge, or wet thickness gauge for checking wet material. And what you want to do is have about 20 thousandths on here. Let it flash off for a half hour, 45 minutes. And then we'll go back. You just push this gauge in here, and you look at where you're at. I got it on pretty thin. So we want to make sure we end up with about 40 thousandths with the second coat. It's got a little orange peel look to it. It's kind of grayish. That's going to darken up, it's going to smooth out. It's really going to be a nice product. And like I say, wear a mask if you're shooting inside the car. You also get this 90-degree nozzle with the gun that screws in here. When you're doing up the B pillars, the A pillars, up inside the doors, any hard-to-reach spot, and this is adjustable, really makes this gun pretty universal.
Next week, we're going to be spraying this.
That's our lizard skin ceramic insulation.
All right, well, we're going to get this all done. We've got to let that set up. Next week, we'll shoot this. You don't want to miss it. We're going to take a short break. Stay with us.
On this week's OPGI restoration tip, we're talking wheel opening moldings and the proper way to install them. Our 1972 SS Chevelle that you see sitting here, we're going to show you the proper way to install a wheel opening molding. Now this car has been painted, so there's a little bit more care that's going to need to be taken when we're installing it on here. George is going to show us a couple of tips we can do on a painted car and how to get these wheel opening moldings installed properly.
First thing you want to do is protect the paint. So we're going to use tape. You want to mask your area and maybe a little bit on the molding itself just to keep it from scratching, you know, the aluminum against the paint. Second thing you want to do, I use a spring punch to mark the holes when you line up the molding against the body, so the drill bit itself doesn't walk. But you could also use a very small pilot drill bit. I also like to use the tape to hold it up almost like a second pair of hands. Start a mark for your drill bit. You drill a pre-hole and then you use your screws. All these screws are just like the factory original. So when you're done and finished, it looks like a perfect restoration piece.
Now I'm seeing the holes are oblong on this molding.
It gives you a little bit of adjustment. If you have a situation where you've replaced quarter panels or you don't have any pre-made holes, it gives you a little bit of room to put new holes in there.
We were looking at 72 SS Chevelle wheel openings, but at Original Parts Group, we have most makes and models of wheel opening moldings available. So check it out on opgi.com. And that's this week's OPGI restoration tip.
Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Yeah, this tells you everything you need to know about this thing.
Hey, get someone to read it to you?
Hey, welcome back to Motorhead Garage. Well, folks, when you got a classic car like this little 68 Camaro here, they're a lot of fun to have, and a lot of guys, you know, update them and upgrade them so they're nice to drive. But one thing they really suffered in today is the sound system.
Oh yeah, the thing came with a little AM push-button radio, usually one speaker, maybe two, horrible sound. You can go to the department store and get all the radios you want, but you ruin the classic look of the car. You want to maintain that dash.
Well, Custom AutoSound figured out how to do that.
Right.
And this is what we're going to install right here. You know, they maintain the look of the old radio, but this thing is nothing like the old radio at all.
Right, this is the USA 630. It's an AM FM stereo. It's got all kinds of features. But before you jump into that too hard, you know, you had the old kick panel that we took out. This is the factory kick panel, and of course this is the passenger side, and you had the vent, okay? Well, you know, you can make a hole here and put a speaker in it, but they got you covered at Custom AutoSound. They have new kick panels with the speakers in them. Now these speakers are 140 watts, they're a real nice speaker. You still have the vent, a little cleaner looking thing, and it's got a knob that will lock it into place. Got the trim that goes up the A-pillar. I'm gonna go ahead and install these.
That saves some cutting up your kick panel there. A little bit more about these radios here. If you notice, still got the old style dial on here, but when you turn it on, it's all digital behind it, so you can tune it in. But this will hook into your MP3 players, CD players, whatever you want. It's got all kind of accessories to it. But let's go ahead and get this installed.
All right, this pops right in. Line up your trim on your A-pillar here. We'll put the dash trim back in. This little Camaro is pretty nice. This is 68 SS. Got a 4-speed Muncie at 350 in it. Nice paint on it. Pretty nice interior. This guy's really gonna have a nice little upgrade. You can see our vent works good here. Of course, you got a vent up here in the dash too. All we have to do now to finalize this, I got all the wires run. I got wires coming under the carpet, going to the rear speakers. Make sure your carpet's tucked in here. You're retained by some screws, nice little stainless steel screws with these finishing washers. I'm not going to bolt it into place until Davey's got the radio in. Make sure everything works, then we can put the screws in it.
Right here, this is pretty simple. All these little wires in this particular unit now have all come together, and they'll plug in right here into the back of the radio. Let me go ahead and get that plugged in. This right here, this is your antenna, so that goes in like so. This is for the iPod. This is a USB connector right here. So you want to make sure you can get to those. Now, we'll go ahead and we'll slide this in right here. I'm going to slide it back. Now, this can be a little bit of a wrestling match, but if you take your time, you can get it in. There we go. All right, now, once you get it at this point, put your panel on this. Now, these are set up so you can adjust these to a certain amount. All right, so let me get this one started here. Now, what you have to do a lot of times is adjust these arms. We got nuts on the back of them here so that you can adjust this in and out so you can get a nice fit. So we've got this one in pretty good shape. Okay. Turn it on. There's our volume. And here we can get all kind of stations on here. All right. And we're in business. There you go. Nice installation. The work looks pretty good. Takes a little bit, but man, we'll get all these wires dressed up in here. It's going to look great. We're going to take a short break. We got a lot more coming here on Motorhead Garage, so stick around. On this week's industry update, we're featuring products from Energy Suspension. They got a complete line here now from the 2005 up to 2010 Chrysler products, like your Charger, your Challenger, your Magnum, those things.
That's right. Those are great late model muscle cars. They're a lot of fun to slide around a track. But the stock bushings, the rubber bushings are so compliant that, you know, they just wear out. You don't get consistent handling. Energy Suspension, they use this polyurethane. It really tightens up the suspension and gets the car real consistent.
Well, you can take those cars. You know, they're really great performance cars. Talk about making them handle. This is what you can do, and they got a complete kit for you here.
Yeah, Energy Suspension's got you covered. They got upper and lower control arm bushings, sway bar bushings, end link bushings. They got the whole thing right here.
Yeah.
And you got a bunch of stuff over
here. You got
like
your subframe bushings back in here, your toe link bushings, your rear control arm bushings. They got the whole package there for you. So you put those on, you're going to have a car that's really going to handle. It's going to be consistent, too.
And it's made in America. If you look at these sway bar deals here, they've got grease fittings on them. Energy Suspension's been around for 25 years. This will keep the bushings quiet. They know how to do it.
And if you want to know more about it, all you have to do is go to their website.
This edition of Motorhead Garage, presented by ARP, is being brought to you by Armor Garage, where everything is made to last. Ultra Dent, manufacturer of paintless dent repair tools. Woodward Fab, selling quality metalworking equipment since 1966. ASSENMACHER Specialty Tools, professional tools for the professional technician. And by Decked. We just reimagined the truck bed.
Okay, Sam, that's it. Got it down there?
Yep.
Hey, welcome back to Motorhead Garage. Well, we got Don Stackpole here with Bed Extender. Tell me a little bit about this rack we just put in.
This is the tracking system for the Bed Extender, easy to install. As you can see, there's only 4 bolts mounting. The kit comes with the whole mounting system, your bolts, your washers, etc., and easy installation instructions.
But that's pretty nice. You have a plate that goes under there so that you can bolt that down good and tight. And that's what we did, folks. We measured this off according to Don's instructions here. 4 holes, bolted it in. Our track is all set up.
Yep.
Now we're ready to go.
We used some masking tape, laid it out, used a marker, punched it. Do the normal things. Look before you drill. Make sure you don't drill into your spare tire, your fuel tank.
Okay.
Are you lifting your side?
I did.
That's it, huh?
That's it. Now we put the weight and dump assembly in, and that'll allow you to give full extension of the bed extender. Give you 90% extension of your bed.
Let's get that.
Great. Don, I'll help you. Come on, Dave, help us. Open it, close the gate. There you go. So this slides right into any 2-inch receiver. Yep, cool. All right.
Put that down.
Nice. The neat part is, this is added quite a bit to this truck. This is like a 6-foot bed?
Yes.
4-door truck. How much does it add?
I get 11.5-foot length.
What if you have an 8-foot bed?
Then you'd get up to 15 foot.
Wow.
That's unbelievable. And of course, this is patented and DOT approved. You can drive with your load with the bed extended. And that's not many of them can do that because you got all your support there on your receiver. That's pretty nice. And
now I see you got this is like coated with like bed coating in here,
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. This is a Line-X Rhino or Rhino coating. You can have the option of powder coating or have it painted to match the color of your vehicle.
Cool.
That's
and you
good.
make them in steel and aluminum?
Both steel and aluminum.
Great. Now what's this little great looking thing here?
This is our fold down gate. This is to give you a level surface. Call it our accordion gate. It's by laying this down. Gives you a level laying surface for your material.
Man, you can put a lot of stuff in there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Carry almost up to 90% more material than you would with a conventional truck.
How wide is it going to? Can you put a piece of 4x8
Yes,
sheet?
it's 49 inches.
Oh, great. So you got plywood, you got your sheetrock.
drywall.
Man, you can put a lot in there.
12-foot sheets.
Wow, that's amazing. So if you're a home contractor, you know, small contractor, you don't have a big truck, this is a great way to have a 4-door truck that you can bring your crew with you, which has got a 6-foot bed on it, which is useless. This makes it a big bed.
Eliminates the use of a trailer.
Yeah.
Now, the wheels you have on this thing, you know, you can put a lot of weight in here.
Each one of these are sealed bearings. Each bearing wheel is capable of handling 1,600 pounds, and there's 10 bearings alone on the basic unit.
Wow. What else can this thing do?
It actually goes into a dump position. So if you're doing some yard work or need to dump some mulch, you just roll up your... It's just as easy as sliding it out. It can pivots on a fulcrum very easily.
Wow.
Yeah, you're just doing this with one hand, too.
One hand.
This is very easy to do.
Yes, sir.
And it dumps it away from the truck.
It dumps it away from the vehicle.
Right.
Saves your vehicle for resale value.
Mm-hmm. All right, now, I know a lot of guys have, you know, motorcycles and all this kind of stuff. So this looks like it'd be perfect for hauling that, but do you have like ramps or something?
Yes, sir. We have an accessory. If you go to our website, bedextender.com, you can see where we carry a multiple amount of accessories.
Here, Davey.
Include toolboxes, ladder racks, the rubber matting.
Ah, yeah.
That's nice. I like the mat. That's cool.
There you go, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a great way to
you can do anything you want to do with this. All right, now, Don, something else I know people are probably going to ask about, and that is this unit right here. Does this come with it?
That's an accessory option that we'd be more than happy to build for the consumer.
Okay, so that's great, because what that does is that protects your back window there from things sliding in front of it.
Yeah, and the nice part is when it's installed, you can still close your tailgate, get some pockets here. Great way to go.
So there you go, folks. You want to get more information on it, just go to their website. You want something customized, talk to Don.
We'll see you next time here at Motorhead Garage.